Hey, good morning. We are going to go ahead and start our hour-long yoga practice. So you could be in a chair or you could be on the floor. Wherever you are, you're sitting in a way that allows the hips to come forward and the chest to lift, and it's a comfortable seated position. On your inhale, we're going to roll those shoulders up and back and down the back of the body. Let's do that again. Inhale forward and up. Exhale down the back of the body. And then again here, forward and up. And exhale down the back of the body. We'll keep the chest lifted. We'll drop the nose down toward the floor. Eyes can be closed or soft. And letting the exhale take away all thoughts of your day. Letting the exhale be a cleansing breath, so cleaning out thoughts in the mind, energies in the body that you don't want or don't need for practice. Just add a little extra oomph at the end of the exhale, just pushing out those energies. Just adding a little more extra effort throughout the whole length of the exhale now. So just adding a little bit of a little push to the exhale, releasing in the body, releasing in the mind. And then drawing the attention to the inhale, starting to draw in energies that are balancing to the being, energies that are supportive for the body. So allowing the inhale to expand, the rib cage to expand, the back of the body to expand, chest to lift, the belly to push out, just really filling the lungs. Letting the exhale come naturally and easily, but adding more to that inhale. And then starting to balance across the two parts of the breath. So we're adding a little to the inhale and a little to the exhale, and adding a little pause in the middle for that transition. So we can really focus the mind on what we're doing. So adding more to the inhale, maybe a little pause at the top of the inhale, and adding a little extra to the exhale, a little pause at the end of the exhale. And we'll let go of any control over the breathing, just coming back to an observation of the natural breath. And on your next inhale, we'll open the eyes and come back into the space. All right, let's do a side bend. We'll take the left hand down or onto the chair, right hand up and over. Inhale up and over to the other side. Inhale back up to center. Let's bring both hands back behind. Draw the shoulder blades together and down. Let's lift the chest up toward the ceiling. You might look up or back or just straight ahead. And then we'll come on back up. Let's interlace the fingers. We'll press the hands forward, up and over the head. Try and keep the jaw soft, neck soft. Now bring the hands back down. Let's change the interlace of the fingers, and then we'll press the hands forward and back up and over the head. And we'll bring the hands back down. Let's take the left hand down. You're going to drop your right ear toward your right shoulder. And pick up the right hand and just lay it on the side of the head. So you get a little more length in the neck here, dropping that left shoulder down. Release the right hand, still keeping the ear down. I'm going to turn the nose up toward the ceiling. So you're going to get right along the front side of that neck. And I'm going to turn the nose down toward the floor over your right shoulder. So it's like you're trying to look over your right shoulder or even behind your right shoulder. So just turning the head, the nose down, but still on that right side. And then you'll undo the twist by turning the nose back towards center and then lift up the head nice and slow, nice and easy on the neck. I'm going to try the other side. You're going to take your right hand down and drop your left ear toward your left shoulder. And then pick up your left hand and just rest it on the side of the head. So not giving a hard pull, just a little extra weight here. And keep the ear down. You're going to release the hand and then turn your nose up toward the ceiling, so the front side of the neck. And then bring the nose down toward the floor and then keep turning. So you're starting to look over that left shoulder and maybe even behind the left shoulder. Still trying to keep your right shoulder down. And then we'll slowly release by turning the nose back towards center and then lifting the head. Now we're going to drop the nose down toward the floor and then give a couple of circles here. Nice and slow, don't go too fast. I'm just going to open up the neck by drawing circles with the nose. Trying to release that neck tension. I'm going to pause in that direction and go the other way. And the next time at the nose is in the starting position, we'll pause there and then lift the head. Okay, let's do a few shoulder rolls, drawing the shoulders back and down. I'm going to speed this up. So up the hands, elbows bent, just rolling the shoulders, just trying to build some heat. It's a little faster, starting to bring your elbows now kind of out to the side. Keeping the breath flowing, rolling those shoulders like you're drawing a circle with your elbows, but your hands are out. I'm going to pause in this direction. Let's go the other way. So it feels a little weird going forward, drawing those circles with the elbows and kind of picking up the pace. We're fast as what feels good. Keep the breath flowing. All right, let's let those shoulders rest. Let's take a turn to the left. So I'm going to twist around the spine. Inhale back through center. Let's exhale to the other side. And we'll inhale back to center. All right, we're going to work our way all the way up to standing. So if you're on your chair, just come on up and move the chair aside. If you're on the floor, then when you come up, make sure your mat is cleared off. Standing in Tadasana, mountain pose. So when I have your feet hip distance apart, outside edges parallel, hands down by the sides, palms turned out, shoulders back and down. Just gonna lift the toes. So lift the toes here and find your center of balance. Find your balance across your feet, left, right sides of your feet. Find your balance between the toe mounds and the heel. And notice the two arches of the feet, the big arch that goes from your big toe to your heel and the little arch that goes from your pinky toe to your heel. See if you can keep lifting those. Allow the toes to soften down. So it's really active feet particularly in the center of the foot, lifting up. All right, toning the muscles of the legs and pulling now up into your core, keeping that lift in the feet. Then take the arms up and overhead, pausing with the hands shoulder width apart. And notice what this does to the back. Did you automatically fold forward? If that's it, draw the hands back. Allow the chest to come through the arms. Elbows straight. Now, if you need to be out to the side to have your elbows straight, that's okay. So notice the tailbone down, abdominals supporting, and nice and tall and long in the body. So it's like you're reaching for the sky, but not drawing your shoulders up to reach. The shoulders drop down. Instead, we're kind of lifting up from the top of the head. Now we'll bring the palms together and let's tip to the right in crescent pose. So I'm gonna try and keep those elbows straight. You're gonna root into that left side body and extend. Inhale, back up to center and crescent pose to the other side. So dropping down to the left, rooting into the right side body. Inhale, come on, back up to center. Release the hands to the lower back. Let's come into a back bend. So tailbone will come forward, fingertips toward the floor, shoulder blades draw together. Tailbone forward, lift the center of the chest. You might look up, you might look all the way back behind, or you might just look straight ahead and work on lifting the sternum in your back bend. Further back you go, the more the tailbone has to come forward and leg muscles engage. I'm going to draw those abdominals in, coming on back up. Now we're going to reverse. Keep the abdominals in and still lifting in the legs here. We're going to drop one down. Uttanasana, standing forward bend. If you can't touch the floor, then just bring your hands to your shins. Your legs are engaged, lifting the tailbone up and upper body softens down over that. Good, take a slight bend of the knees, abdominals in, come back up to standing. Just bring your hands to your hips and hula hoop, circling the hips, releasing the back. We'll pause that direction and circle the other way. And come on, back up to standing. Let's take that right foot forward, left foot back for warrior one. So square the hips toward what's in front, tailbone down toward the floor. Front knee bends right over your ankle. If you need more space, take more space between the feet. Back heel down if you can. Just if you bring your back heel down, make sure you're not turning to the side. So we still are squaring the hips as much as we can. Chest lifted here, arms up over your head when you're ready. Virabhadrasana press one, warrior one. Strong pose, strong feet, strong legs. If you want more, walk that foot forward a bit and drop down, dropping straight down with the hips, not too far forward or back. Breathing here. Back leg straight. We're going to take the hands out to the side, straight out to the side, palms down. I'm going to draw little circles going backwards here, little circles. Pretend you have those little hula hoops on your hands. You might have seen that in the circus. That's any speed here. You could go slow, you could go fast. Just really trying to feel in the shoulders what they are wanting. If this is too much for the shoulders, just come back to warrior one and hold there. We'll be done in just a second. Just breathing. And then we'll bring those hands back up over the head, warrior one. Now we'll release the hands to the lower back. Remember that back bend that we did? We're going to lift the center of the chest up toward the ceiling here, maybe looking back behind, strong in the legs, still front knee bent. No change in the lower body. On inhale, come on back up, bring those arms back up to warrior one. And do a little side bend. Take your right hand down to your left hip. I'm going to tip toward the right. Inhale, back up to center and reverse. So bringing your left hand to the right hip, now tip to that side. Inhale, back up to our warrior one. Release the hands to the hips and step your feet together. All right, let's try the other side. When you're ready, left foot forward, right foot back. Square the hips to what's in front. Front knee bends right over your ankle. If you need more space or want more space, walk the foot a little bit forward. Hips come straight down toward the floor. Back heel down if you can. And let's bring those arms up, warrior one. So anytime you find yourself working hard, just keep focus on the breath. In through the nose, out through the nose. Letting the stress of the posture leave with the exhale. I'm going to bring the hands out to the side now. And now we went backward the first time, so we're going to go forward, this time small circles. Again, you could just be holding in warrior legs. We want to be here for a minute or so. Just breathing. We're going to bring those arms back up into our warrior one. And then release the hands down to the lower back, tailbone down, lift the side of the chest up into our back bend. And inhale, come on back up, releasing those arms, warrior one. And release the left hand down to the right hip and tip over to the left side. Inhale, come on back up and switch sides. So take the right hand down and tip to that side. Inhale, back up to center. Let's go ahead and step the feet together. Good work. All right, for this next one, we're going to work on a standing cat-cow. So you could have a couple of blocks, in which case you'll be doing your cat-cow here. You can also use a chair, a piece of furniture, a piece of solid furniture. It's not going to go anywhere. So then you're up a little higher. And you can do your cat-cow here. So what we're going to do is we're going to face our prop. You can also be, if you're able to touch the floor, then you'll be down on your fingertips. So we're going to face our prop if we're using one. I'll give you a second or so to figure out how you want to do this. If you've never done it before, try it with a chair. You're going to have your feet hip distance apart, outside edges mostly parallel or all the way parallel. Abdominals draw in, will come on down. So you're going to support, always support with the abdominals when you bend over. And bring your hands onto your prop. So it could be on the chair, blocks, or fingertips on the floor. So I don't want you sinking on the floor, even if you can. It should be up on your fingertips. Now, tailbone lifts and legs are strong, but you're not locking your knees here. So finding that tone in the legs and balancing your weight from toe to heel. So I want you right in the center of your feet, not heavy in your heels and not heavy in your toes. And so you'll notice that if you're heavier in one or the other, it's because your hips are either too far back or too far forward. So like right in the center is where we're going. Strong legs, lifting your tailbone. So start with that cow pose. Lift the tailbone way, way, way up, and then let the belly drop down toward the floor, but don't bend the arms to get there. So arms are straight. Belly drops down, lift the head and the chest. So really, I'm gonna pause here in this cow pose. I really want you to feel the legs here, toned muscles in the legs, pushing down into the feet, lifting the tailbone, lifting the head and the chest, curving the neck and the upper body up toward the ceiling, but the belly drops way down toward the floor. So we active feet, active legs. A couple of breaths here. And we're going to reverse this. We're going to take the head and chest down toward the floor, let the head hang, and take your tailbone down between the feet. Good. Curve the back, lift the center of the back up toward the spine. I'm going to pause in cat pose. So legs are still engaged. Now you're actively pushing down into the feet, tailbone down, rounding the back, head down. Breathing here. I'm going to come back into cow pose, nice and slow. And lift that tailbone as high as it will go. Lift the head and the chest, but let that belly drop way down, arching the back. Arching in a, well, curving the back. Belly down, head, chest up, tailbone up. And then once again, reversing into cat pose, tailbone down, head down, center of the back, lifting up. I'm going to come on back now to a neutral spine. So right in the middle, and I'll shift your weight onto your left foot. So just kind of shifting the weight there, engaging the left leg, nice and strong in the left leg. Again, not rocking the knee. I'm going to keep the length from tailbone to the top of the head. So really trying to lengthen out the spine. Draw your shoulder blades away from your ears. Back down toward the hips and draw the abdominals in. Support here. Pick up the toes of your right foot. We're going to lighten the load on your right foot because all the weight is on your left foot. Straight right leg, super straight. Lengthen out the knee. Keeping the toes lifted, we're going to kick that right leg back behind. Straight knee. Abdominal still drawing in, lengthen the spine. Actively pushing into that left hip. Or that left foot, left leg. Extend the right leg back behind. See if you can get the heel in line with your hips and your head. Now we're not in cat or cow in the back, so we're going to try and keep the length and even in the back and the spine. Now, if you feel pretty strong and stable here, try to stack that hip. So you're going to open the right hip, lift it up and over your left. So you're going to rotate the hips. That's just an option. You can stay where you were before. Keep the chest still down, hands still down on something, floor, blocks, or chair. If you're rotated the hips, we're going to rotate them back down toward the floor. We'll slowly bring that right foot back down to touch the floor. And take a bend in the knees, abdominals in, and come on up. And then let's twist. Let's twist, release the back. All right, come on, back to center. We have another side here. So I'm going to engage those legs, lifting the tailbone, abdominals in, legs are strong, legs are your support. Coming back down with your hands on the chair blocks or floor. So when you do that, remember, you're not just sinking in the upper body and the legs go limp, right? You want to keep that tone, keep that support so that your hands actually could come off of your support and your legs and abdominals are fully supporting the body. It's that much tone. We're going to shift the weight now into the right side, right foot. So lightening the load on your left foot. Active, strong right leg. And lift the toes of your left foot. And then kick that foot straight back behind. Remember, don't collapse in the back. It's not cow pose. Lengthening out the spine, actively pushing into the floor on your right foot. Extend through the heel of your left and lengthen out the spine. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Now again, you'll know if you're too far forward or back with your hips on that right foot, if you feel heavy in your heel or your toes. So try to be center of the foot, center of the leg, center balance and breathing. If you want more, I'm going to open that left hip now, turning the hips but not the chest. So trying to separate the hips from the shoulders. Maybe a little bit of a turn, but not a lot. If you rotated, we'll rotate back down toward the floor and slowly bring that left foot back down to meet the right. Bend to the knees and come on up to standing. Let's do another twist. Let's release the back. All right. We're going to work our way down to the floor now. So you can clear your mat. Have a blanket to sit on. Come down onto the floor. Let's do wide leg. So we're going to sit in a wide leg position, heels out. And again, you're right on the edge of your blanket, just like you were at the beginning of class. So you're starting to tip the pelvic bone back behind, tip the pelvic bone forward, tailbone behind, toes up toward the ceiling. You feel a double inner spiral on the thighs. Lengthen the spine, shoulders back. When you're ready, hinge at the hips. So again, we're not rounding here. We're hinging at the hips, leading with the heart. Come on forward. Wide leg seated forward bend. Your shoulders can stay back. Your hands are free. Breathing here into wherever you feel the strongest sensation. So really using the breath and the sensations in the body to stay present with what you're doing. And inhale, I'm going to walk those hands back up, coming back up to center. I'm going to turn over the right leg. So I'm going to try and really wrap the abdominals around, square the shoulders over that leg, and then come on down here. Now, if your elbows can easily come to the floor, then drop your nose down toward your knee. Otherwise, again, we're still trying to lead with the chest and trying to lengthen, keeping those toes up. On inhale, come on up. I'm going to square now over the other side. So turning to square the shoulders over the left leg. Come on down here. Again, leading with the chest, lengthening out. And it's only if your elbows are all the way down on the floor, then you can drop your nose down toward your knee. On an inhale, we'll come on back up to center. I'm going to support the knees and draw the feet in, Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together, knees out to the side. It's up to you how far in you pull your feet. So you could just come into some place that feels about right. Shoulders back and down, lifting up to the top of the head. Any amount here coming forward, leading with the chest. And this is a great one for micro movement. So on your exhale, I'm going to drop in just about a ½ inch, ¼ inch lower than before. And on an inhale, come out half of that distance. And these might be super tiny movements. Exhaling, dropping a little bit further in. And on your inhale, halfway up. Just playing with that, finding your edge and just working at the edge here. On an inhale, we'll come on up from there. Draw the knees in. We're going to work our way onto the back. Knees bent, feet on the floor. Down onto your back. I'm just going to start. Let's walk the feet in. So you walk the feet in closer to your hips, heels down. I'm going to bring the hands to the belly. I'm just going to try and lift the hands with the breath. So I'm going to breathe into the belly and feel the hands go up and down. And feel also that hollowness in the belly when the exhale is complete. And then we're going to release the hands up toward the ceiling. We're going to bring your elbows in close to your sides, elbows in close. Push into the elbows and lift up the chest. Start to draw your shoulder blades together on the floor. So shoulders roll together and the tops of the shoulders roll down. So you can do that by pushing your elbows into the floor, wiggling the shoulders closer together. And then you can set the upper back down. So you might have felt a little bit of an arch in the back when you were doing that. And when you set the back down, there might still be a little bit of an arch in the lower back, and that's good. We're going to keep your elbows in close where they are, but release the hands down to the floor, palms down by the hips. And so you feel how close the shoulders are. Feel how close the upper body is, how close to the midline. And then from here, actively push into the feet to lift the hips straight up toward the ceiling. Keep pushing so you can come a little higher. As you come higher, you'll start to take more weight onto your shoulders, particularly the tops of your shoulders. Start to push them down toward the floor as well. Bridge pose, breathing here. I'm going to breathe all the way up into your belly. Remember how you were doing that earlier? All the way up into the belly. And then we'll release the hips back down to the floor. I'm going to pick up the feet and draw the knees in. I'm going to wrap your hands around your knees and start to pull them towards your shoulders. So starting to separate the knees, pulling them in close to the shoulders, and then rock from side to side. And then we'll release the feet back down to the floor and take the feet about mat width or wider on the floor, knees bent. You're going to take the arms out to the sides, and I'm going to drop your knees from one side to the other, releasing the back, releasing the hips. And if you want to turn your head in the opposite direction of your knees, you could do that. And when you feel balanced on both sides, you're going to release down into Shavasana. Just for a few minutes here, extending your legs long, hands down by your sides, palms up or palms down, eyes closed, face soft. And letting gravity take over, letting the body sink into the earth. Allowing the breath to deepen and movement to return to the body. As you're ready, make your way up to a seated position. Hands together at the heart. Thank you for joining, for sharing your yoga practice. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.